Is it amen or amen?
I think people can say it both ways. God bless you.
Right. God bless you. Hi, I'm Ricky.
Hi, I'm Eric.
And this is Clap If You Don't Care, a pop culture music podcast. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
All right. So how has our week been going? It's my birthday. It's been my birthday week.
You tell me how the week's been going.
I debate if I want to, well, not debate. In my head, I'm wondering if I want to talk about this, but it's been frustrating, you guys. Eric had a scavenger hunt on my birthday early in the morning. That he's like, hey, try to find these clues.
In my defense, it was post your first cup of coffee before I handed you your first clue.
It was mid. It was mid first cup.
It was okay.
Without mushrooms, I think.
Lion's mane mushrooms. Yes. Yes. So to lay out the scene for our listeners, there were 6 cards. Ricky has successfully completed part 1 of his gift, which is he found all 6 cards. Number 6 says you can't open it until you open card number 5. 5 says the same thing about 4, so on and so forth, all the way down to 1. And number 1 says you can't open me until June 19th at 10:30 a.m.
I'm like, how do you even know I'm going to be up at 10:30?
Ricky is waiting patiently.
We will keep you updated on what the surprise is.
Okay, perfect.
Today's conversation, interpolation versus a sample.
Ooh, okay.
What do you think that means related to music?
My gut reaction is interpolation is taking a thing and transforming it into something else. And a sample is like an exact slice of another artist's thing. And then like other things layered on top of it, maybe with that in the background.
I think that is you already got the concept. So yes.
Okay. Excellent. Okay,
a sample is copying and pasting a piece of the original recording and adding it to a new song. And then interpolation is, yes, when an artist re-records or recreates something inspired by that original recording.
Okay. This is reminding me, and we don't have to put this in here, although I would love to find this link. I sent you a link like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago that was like, it was a whole website and it was like the evolution of music. Do you know what I'm talking about? Did you find that link? But do you remember what I was talking about? And it is like, it had all the little samples and it was like, this was inspired from this.
Okay,
and you could go back in history and it was really cool. Okay.
Yeah. It's called Who Sampled, and I think it's owned by Spotify now. And it kind of is this, imagine a whiteboard.
Yeah. It's like a big family tree. Yeah.
And you're like, well, little did you know that this little piece came here and there. And it's really interesting. I think I have the tab up actually.
Yeah.
And you can look at Discover and you can see the most influential artists, the most connected artists, and the most influential tracks. I'll just kind of spoil it. But one of the most influential artists is James Brown. A lot of his drum, like little beats, have been used in a lot of songs. Yeah. And so it is kind of cool just to see that like tie. So if you're ever listening to a song in the car and you're like, this reminds me of this song.
Yeah.
Chances are it's either a sample where, yes, you would know if it's a sample, right? Because you would hear that original artist in it.
Yeah.
Unless they used the beat in that case. So that is a sample. And where it gets like a little weird, where there's some songs out there now that actually have an interpolation and a sample.
Yeah. And it's like, and then like if someone could sample an interpolation from another song previously or something like that, and that's when it gets like real funky, real kind of like, crazy.
Wait, what? And you kind of lose the plot, right? Because you're like, wait, whose song is this? And legally, you're kind of like wondering, like, who do I give credit to? Like,
yeah,
it's not really their song, but it's a person's song before them, and they use something else. So yeah.
So I'm remembering, I think like maybe like 7 or 8 years ago on Reddit somewhere, I saw like a YouTube video that was talking about, do you know anything about this? It was like I think it was called the Amen clap. Okay,
It's called.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. Ricky pointed up his finger and his face lit up right there. If you're for our listeners, and we're not doing video yet. Yeah.
I did all this research. And
okay,
guys.
Yeah.
He already knew the topic.
Is it
this is? Yeah. And all right. So yes, what you are referencing is a track called "Amen," "Amen, Brother."
Okay.
And it's by the Winstons.
The Winstons, that's who it is. Yes.
And so this was a track that was released back in like 1969.
I am so excited I'm so happy that you're talking about this.
So let's play the 6-second snippet of what Eric is talking about.
Okay.
All right, that's it. That's the 6-second drum solo.
Yep.
So the song specifically is called Amen, Brother.
Uh-huh.
But that specific sample is called the Amen break.
Oh, the break. Okay. I thought for some reason I had clap in my head. Yeah, the Amen or the Amen break. Yep.
And is it Amen or Amen?
I think people can say it both ways. God bless you.
Right. God bless you. And so the drum break lasts 6 seconds and it was performed by a man named Gregory Coleman.
Okay. Yeah.
The really crappy part about this, and it's going to get sad for a little second.
Okay.
But the Winstons, the entire group, recorded this song. Nobody paid attention to it. This was back in 1969. It was on the B side of the album, so really got no attention. Until 10 years later, somebody's shuffling through records and they hear this break.
Looking for some inspo.
Yeah, looking for some inspo, and they're like, wow, that's cool. I want to use that.
Yep.
And so then it gained popularity.
So they sampled it.
The Winstons did not receive any royalties on this record.
Yep.
And so the guy that played it, Gregory Coleman, the drummer, he also didn't receive royalties. The band breaks up. Mr. Coleman actually is broke and is experiencing homelessness and died and never got the recognition for...
Wait, he died?
Yeah, he's passed.
Mm-hmm.
He never got recognition, and it's all these videos, and it's us talking about it. And that video that you saw on that Reddit forum that one time is kind of finally giving him the praise that he deserves. But it's just like kind of crappy to know that, you know, at that time, the legalities of it were kind of not really there.
Yeah.
He has inspired so many artists with this little sample, and it's like it's crazy. Do you want to take a guess at how many songs?
I mean, it's like it's got to be in the thousands. Like it's so many. Like basically any song that has a beat that's anything like that's a traditional drum beat is this beat. I feel like
yes. So according to Who Sampled, it's at least 7,000.
Right. And that's just the ones that are on this platform, you know? Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying, that are just registered, that people have said, hey, that is using that same thing.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. So that's the example of a sample.
Example of a sample. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, that should be the episode name. The example of a sample.
Example of a sample. Yeah. That's cool. I like that.
Okay. Yeah. That was sample. I feel like maybe we should do an example of an interpolation, and then I want to dig in a little bit more into like what it means. I'm interested to talk to you about what, like, where inspiration comes from and how artists think about using other artists' music is something that I'm like interested in talking to you about. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's great. All right, let me give you an example of interpolation.
Okay.
So do you know the 1961 song called Please Mr. Postman?
Yeah.
I will play you the song that did an interpolation of this.
Okay.
all right, that's the part. So you can hear it where it's like, ooh, wait
Yeah.
a minute, Mr. Postman. And he
Yeah.
changed it to, ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now.
Yeah. Yeah. And so my question on this is, when does it stop? Is it just a gradient, a straight gradient the whole way? And it's like there's like a small change and it's like 1 degree removed. And then it's sort of the gradient all the way down to where it's like, you know, it starts to become more, put in air quotes, inspired by, and not even really. Like, when does it stop becoming an interpolation, I guess?
I don't know if there's, you mean super interpolation?
Right.
I don't know if that exists.
Are they giving credit in these songs? And should they be?
For a sample, you usually need permission from the owner of the recording and then the owner of the songwriting.
Okay.
So 2 permissions are needed. So for an interpolation, you aren't using the original recording, but you still do need to get permission from either the songwriter or the publisher, whoever owns the rights to the song. So that's probably why many artists choose to do interpolation, because it's simpler and a little cheaper. And this is just from my research. So I think it's like, I'm not like a full expert on this, and I didn't understand like
a copyright expert. Just to make sure I'm understanding and I got this correct. It's sample there. It's kind of unambiguous. Like, if an artist uses a sample from another piece of music, they have to request and receive permission. They don't have to. They'll get sued though if they don't, and they'll lose. Yeah, and it's kind of unambiguous in that way. Then there's sort of this whole gray area around interpolation.
Yeah, gray area is a really great way of kind of summing it up, because there is just a lot of nuance in case by case basis.
Right. So it's like, if it's a very close interpolation, like, you should get permission because you'll probably lose in court. And then the farther away you go, and you get into this nuanced stuff, like the attorneys are saying, melodic, harmonic, chords, that sort of thing. You have to start to get really granular and technical about exactly how they copied your song, and you're less and less likely to win that. I know I'm sort of focusing on like the case law of all this stuff.
You mentioned that you might lose in court.
Yeah.
Unless you're Ed Sheeran, he has been sued by the estate of Marvin Gaye. For Let's Get It On, sounding a lot like I'm thinking about how people fall in love. And Ed Sheeran was like, no, those are different chords, and actually like took his like guitar. There was like court sketchings of Ed Sheeran like taking his guitar into the courtroom to like play to the jury. This is completely different, and here's why.
We've spent the last 8 years talking about 2 songs with dramatically different lyrics, melodies, and 4 chords, which are also different and used by songwriters every day all over the world. If the jury had decided this matter the other way, we might as well say goodbye to the creative freedom of songwriters. We need to be able to write our original music and engage in independent creation without worrying at every step of the way that such creativity will be wrongly called into question.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes you win. You know, if the evidence is there. I loved all your law questions, and I wish I could have better answers. And I kind of wish if
I look at contracts all day.
Yes, you do. But if I went back to school to become a lawyer, I'd want to do like copyright for this reason. Like, I think it's so interesting.
Yeah. It is kind of interesting. Yeah. So that's all the kind of the technical bits around it. So I guess help me understand like how artists are thinking about interpolations and inspiration and just their creative process when it comes to music, because I feel like I used to think that if it wasn't an original work, coming right from your brain, it was somehow lesser than. And I feel like you're a very creative person. And what I have sort of realized about creativity as I have sort of leaned into that part of myself in dating you is everything is a copy of something else. And that is what that is how art evolves. And I don't know, is that Am I on the right track?
Yeah, so I agree with you there. I used to think that people were being, just lazy.
Yeah.
They couldn't think, and I still think that about some artists. No shade.
Okay.
Even having this conversation, but I think of like Pitbull and Ava Max. They're two artists that I don't know if they have an original song because all I hear is samples from them.
Yeah.
But once I did some research on this topic, I found that it's not the case. And so I'd like to share some of the things to kind of answer your question.
Yeah.
So why artists do this, and these are just kind of some ideas that I had jotted down. Nostalgia. So people already know the melody. So your brain hears it and goes, wait, I've heard this song before. And the familiarity makes the song stick faster. Paying tribute. So sometimes artists are honoring music that they grew up with. It kind of has this like...
I ain't as think as you drunk I am.
That's a great example. The example that, Eric thought of was the Riley Green song, paying tribute to Toby Keith. Instant hook. So you're writing a catchy melody is, could be hard, but using a melody that's already proven to have success can give some artists, especially if you're newer, kind of like a head start.
Yeah.
And then it's connecting generations. So I think now living in this TikTok era of hits, a teenager might recognize a song and that could connect them to their parents or their grandparents or aunts and uncles who are like, I grew up on that song. That's kind of cool. And so those are some of the ideas that I thought of, some positive ideas on why artists might do that.
Yeah. Oh, that's really interesting.
Because I feel like I can go towards the negative of be like, you're just not creative and you're just trying to copy somebody else's work. But I feel like if you think about it, I really do like that connecting the generations.
Yeah, it's more about deference and respect in a lot of ways. And yeah, I mean, you sort of think you can think about it in a negative mindset of like, don't use my work. But I feel like it's equally, it could be, artists could feel really flattered.
Yes. If you are an artist that, I hate to say it, but a little washed up.
Yeah.
And an artist is like, hey, I would like to bring you along for my song.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to be a part of it? And I'd even like to have you in the music video, or would you like to do press together? I'm sure that artist is like, wow, I'm tickled. I like that you reimagined it and brought new life to it. I totally would love to do it.
So is this uniform across all genres of music, or are there like, do we see it more in pop or more in rock or more in...
Sampling is used in pretty much every single genre. I think it's more common in hip hop.
Yeah.
And
this
I
makes
kind
sense.
of did a deep dive on this because when I was doing research on interpolation versus sample, I see a lot of people talk about this topic. But I knew I had heard something about the cultural context, but I couldn't find anything on it. And I knew I wanted to bring it and share it with you and our listeners today. So I think one thing that's missing from those conversations is that Black artists have kind of used samples and interpolations to elevate genres that they are pioneers in.
Yeah.
So while doing my research, I stumbled upon this article, and the headline of this article is, "You can thank Black artists for that sampling culture." And it's by Junos. In the 1970s, these DJs were cutting and rearranging tape. And they're using these records. Maybe they pull out the song that we talked about earlier with the drum beat.
Yep.
And then they strip away the vocals. And that gives the MCs the opportunity to rap on that beat. You're freestyling.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And I think it just snowballed from there. And I think hip hop kind of put sampling on this mainstream platform. And some people's careers have spawned from it.
It's particularly unique and different from maybe how other genres use sampling because of the nature of hip hop, because
some of these artists have like paid homage to artists that have come before. So, Biggie is a huge staple in rap music.
Okay.
And you hear younger artists now, like Nicki Minaj or Drake or Kendrick Lamar, using those same beats or using references. And, there's certain flows that those rappers had back in the day that are now being interpolated on a new song.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some people will catch it and some people won't. And, that's okay, because that's why we have Who Sampled.
Yeah.
Why was sampling so impactful for hip hop artists? I think it was because they were using these older pieces of work because maybe they didn't want to hire a band and book those expensive studio sessions. So they were, they were the ones that were going into the record shops and using the instruments that they had in front of them.
Yeah.
And so it kind of like sparked this new creativity where producers weren't just stealing a song and pressing play, but they were kind of having, some fun with it.
Yeah.
And, kind of like a collage, if you want to think of sampling like that.
Yeah. And actually, that's interesting because it's a little bit to get really nerdy with you, if there's any Dropout fans out there, we're watching Dropout is these folks. We can cut this whole part out, but I'll just do the explanation anyway. It's the College Humor folks from YouTube that then they stopped doing College Humor and they made a streaming platform called Dropout TV. They have a show called Game Changer where the game changes every show. It's very interesting. You should go watch it. This is a little bit of nerd Eric coming out here. But what was really interesting about that show is they have a lot of budget now because they've gotten really popular. And the first couple seasons were some of the best episodes because they were so restricted on budget. They had to be really creative. And this is reminding me of that, is how what's the turn of phrase? It's like restriction. It's not this, but it's like restriction breeds creativity.
Yeah, creativity, yeah, for sure.
Right? It's like when you have a restriction placed on you, when you are limited in some way, it allows you to really refine an idea down to the essence of itself, and like really it makes you have to get really creative.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have a point to kind of add on.
No, I think the point that you're trying to make, tell me if I'm right, is hip hop can be so creative, and part of the DNA of hip hop, part of where that creativity came from was its origin story was how limited, how these folks did not have access, like you were saying, and how they had to get really creative to make something.
Yeah. I think that's our conversation for the day.
Yeah. Very interesting.
All right. You learned something?
I really did. Interestingly, I did not learn the main topic. I feel like I did know the main topic, but I did learn all of the context around it. And I find that very interesting. I also think that one point that I just want to make that I was thinking about earlier was, when you hear a sample, you just know what it is. You're like, oh yeah, this is a sample of, I've heard this particular song before. It's a different song. They've included that part of the song in here. It's obvious. I think what's interesting about an interpolation is that it kind of is a little bit more of an earworm sometimes, because you're like, wait, this sounds familiar. And it sort of
it's scratching that part in your brain.
It's scratching something. It piques your curiosity. And you're just sort of like, wait, where have I heard that? And then oftentimes, like I try to do this with you all the time, is like, I'll hear something. I'll be like, wait, this sounds like, or this was inspired by, and I have to go like dig through my library and try to find another song that was like, and I'm like, do you agree? And I actually find that a lot more interesting.
I know you like that like discovery process too.
Yeah.
And I think, this website's great as a resource.
Yeah.
When you don't want to look. But I hope we don't lose that fun curiosity of trying to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
And I think I do that every New Music Friday when I hear a new song. I'm like, wait, what was that? Yeah. What does that sound like? That sounds like something. So I think it's interesting. I think it's cool. And I think I have a whole new respect for it. And
well, and the final piece that I was going to say also was I like your point on the positivity component of this. That is something I hadn't thought about, and it's so true. Yeah, is that it's paying homage, it's flattery, it's respect. You know, it's respect for the art, and I think that's a beautiful thing.
Eric, what have you been listening to this week?
Yes, you're gonna hate mine. It is called Leaves by I don't know what the name of the band is, Parcels or something like that. I sort of like that. It's like if we do end up playing a little track, I'll just do a little reenactment of it. It's kind of like this. Why if I were dead? I kind of like that. I get that you
it's very
specifically.
Warpy.
It's warpy. You don't really like that, but there's something that's just sort of just like a little mesmerizing about it, or you can just sort of zone out to this song. I've had it on repeat in my car as I've been driving around this week.
I will say, I think it sounds like something, and I don't think it's an interpolation, and I don't think it's a sample, since we learned about those words.
Yeah.
But it kind of sounds like, when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
It kind of has that like hootiness, but then also like the beat is kind of like happy.
Yeah.
It's like groovy.
It's kind of like
boop, boop, boop. Yeah. I think I just don't like the repetition in the song. It's very repetitive with the lyrics.
It's very repetitive. Yes. Yeah.
But I do appreciate that. I do like other songs from them.
Yeah.
So I'll give them that. And that's the song that you've been listening to, and you like that song.
Yes. Thank you for being very clear about that. That is a song that I have been listening to that I like.
I have two, since I'm one of the hosts on this podcast. So
that's right.
I could do what I want.
You got double the amount of opinions that I have about music. So
yes. Okay. So the first song is a country song by Tucker Wetmore, and it's called Sunburn. I like the song because it's fun. It's Lake Day vibes. It's almost Morgan Wallen-esque, but not quite. I'll play a little bit for you.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so it's kind of groovy.
Did you add this to our Lake Gaston playlist?
No, but I should.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Yep.
All right, and the next song is called Love's a Gun by Daniel Seavey. I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to say what song it sounds like.
Okay.
And it honestly could be an interpolation.
Okay.
All right. I think it sounds like Phil Collins. Another Day in Paradise, I think the song is by Phil Collins. It sounds like that. It also sounds like Message in a Bottle by The Police. The guy's vocals are incredible. I think he was like on American Idol, but like in Australia. I saw a clip of him. I don't know. I like it. It's cool. It's groovy. And it's nostalgic, so it's making me think of an older song. I think it's cool. I like it.
Do they call it Australian Idol then?
Oh, you're right. I think we'll end the episode there, my love. Thank you so much for listening to Clap If You Don't Care. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to share it with your friends and get notifications for when new episodes drop every Wednesday. Don't forget to email us at
icare@ericy.xyz.
All right. We will see y'all later. Bye. And I will keep you guys updated on this surprise. That may not be a surprise, but hopefully it's a surprise.
We shall see.
Not that I'm asking for a surprise.
They might get a surprise.